Hello, once again, everybody. This is Same Difference Theater with your host, Gary Neal. This video is going to be pretty short. Again, I'm just experimenting here at this stage with various kinds of videos. I'm going to keep some of them short, others will be a little longer. Overall, I'm not going to get very long, lengthy videos. I'm going to work tweaking this out over time now for a while as far as quality, well, a good quantity of variety, and see what works the best and keep working on the quality and not so much long, lengthy videos, hopefully. And in time, though, the length will get a little bit longer and whatnot, and I'll get the happy medium of length and quality and types of videos all worked out. So I'm not concerned with being a perfectionist here, and if anybody in the comments wants to give constructive criticism, or they want to just be outright trolls and heckle me, be my guest. All right, this is going to be some GTA San Andreas PC version clips of a video game. I'm sure, well, some people out there are familiar with video games and have played enough of them. I'm not an avid game player myself, but I have been a fan of GTA San Andreas, the original San Andreas. You know, there's been other GTA 4 and 5 and all that. And then there was ones before San Andreas, but I was interested mostly in the PC version because when I first got a computer and I'm a late bloomer when it comes to computers, back in 2007, 2008, I just had learned that, there's this thing through my son that there was ways to mod the game, and you put mods and modifications in the program files of the game, different characters, different kinds of vehicles, various kinds of mods that do different things. And I had a lot of fun with doing that. It took me a little bit of time to learn how to put the mods in and stuff because I couldn't devote tons of time to it. So it was like over a year's time before I learned how to do some of it. And then I got better at that. And they have what is called Clio mods. I learned how to put those in and stuff. And I got pretty good at doing that. I can't really from scratch create my own mods, but I can know how to install them in the game. So I can't say I'm an avid programmer. By no means, I can't program to save my life. But I did try a little bit of stuff with 3D modular program, and I just couldn't figure the stuff out. And there's a thing to build scripts for in the game too. But programming language, programming, lines of command and stuff. I just don't know how to do all that stuff per se, really. So anyway, I put mods in the game though from some sites I was able to download mods from and experiment with a lot of mods there at one point, putting in and created game directories loaded with mods. Of course, the problem you run into with some of the modifications then is, especially for your computer, I don't have a top quality high processing computer. It's not bad for a run-of-the-mill computer, but I'm not like a gamer who has top of the line processing power graphics card and the real high processing graphics card and so forth. I mean, you got to get something, spend a little bit more money to get something to really work with some of that stuff. So when I did the mods, a lot of times glitches would show up because of too many mods, plus the processing power of my computer not being as high as the processing power of a lot of these geekier gamers online. So I had a lot of glitches at times, but and just different things in the game. Naturally, some funny things, and so I often got a kick out of it. I would record my gameplay, and I got a kick out of a lot of the the glitches that would occur because of the mods, or just plain old glitches. Just certain things would happen just right, and it would just, you weren't expecting it, and it just turns out to be funny as hell. So I'm gonna put videos like this on sometimes, and I'm gonna give a little bit of comedic comment on it sometimes too. Not this time around, but and maybe I'll discuss other subjects too while the video is playing. Kind of mix it up and do some different things. I'm gonna discuss a lot of philosophy in my videos in the future. Not that I'm an avid, total smart philosopher of any sorts. I'm not really a totally seasoned, skillful person at anything. I'm just, I'll be the first to admit, I'm just who I am, and you can either like me or hate me. I don't really care. So anyway, it'll be have comedic things. I love comedy. I love music too. All kinds of different kinds of music, of course, with YouTube, and I can't put videos on that have any copyrighted music and stuff. But, I may discuss music at times, but mostly philosophical things, esoteric philosophical things, where I can put some comedy in there and mention people like George Carlin or other great comedians. And one of my other favorite comedians, and most people don't know of him, I don't think, and that's Bill Hicks. You have to understand his comedy. Most people don't, because he was more of a philosopher in some ways and a social commentator, just like George Carlin, more so than a comedian. And I'm not denigrating them and saying they weren't good comedians, but they had another purpose in mind other than just making people laugh. They wanted to make a point. And so that'll be the kind of things that'll be in some of my videos. I'll discuss articles that I'll read, like another video I did, I was reading the article here recently about Irish and how they went from being considered criminal factions in society when they first came to America to being predominant in police force in urban areas and stuff. And giving my own opinion on stuff like that, and going beyond the article to point out other things that could be drawn out of that same article that the author or the person that wrote the article didn't touch upon. There'll be other kinds of videos too. I do have a certain amount of like for comics. I may mention comics. I do follow the Marvel movies. The Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. I may comment on stuff about that from time to time, and I'm drawing off of what I've seen other people do, and I'm going to just kind of mix it up and see what works best for me in the end. And like I said, I may seem kind of scatterbrained, but there is a rhyme and reason to what I do, and I try to integrate it all together. But like I said, I'm going to tweak this out. And in the months ahead or whatever, in the next year or two, whatever, I can't put a time limit. I have no idea how long it'll take, what's going to happen. Maybe this will be a complete misadventure for me to even be doing the YouTube videos. And it'll be something I'll just try for a while, and then I might just go by the wayside and not do anymore. But I'm going to really try to give it the try, the old college try. Because it's going to involve things that I'm interested in and points I want to make and things I'm concerned about. I don't know all kinds of things, and I'm not trying to tell people, listen to me because I know more than anybody else. No. I just picked up some things here and there, and I give credit to a lot of people who I feel are smarter than me, but I don't feel I'm inferior to them. I have my value, and I may not be the most skilled person or specialized thinker, but I'm proud of that fact that I'm not. So anyway, without further ado, let's watch some GTA San Andreas clips that I took from some recordings of my gameplay with some funny moments. Well, here we go.
Oh no, my car is going to overheat.
On him. See, motherfucker, that's what you get. I'd like to sit on her face.
Don't turn this into a homicide. Break yourself, little man.
They better pick up around here soon.
Never mind,
Hey,
sir.
first
I will buy
frame.
another.
my leg.
That's all, folks. Well, I hope you enjoyed that few clips. It wasn't a long video, but like I said, the length will increase on a lot of these different types of videos in time without getting too lengthy. And quality, well, I'll try to improve upon, and clarity, whatever. Maybe I can get something situated with the other recording to where, how should I put this? Better definition, higher definition resolution, whatever, and any improvements on audio that might need to be there. And I know people are going to give me suggestions in the comments section of my videos, no doubt. And again, I'll welcome constructive criticism, even outright badgering and heckling and trolling. And I'll take it all with a grain of salt, and whatever I feel is useful, I'll put to use if I can, within my means. But for now, just bear with me in the beginning here, and well, that's basically it. Thank you for watching my channel, my videos. Same Difference Theater. That's my YouTube channel name. I'll explain why I chose that name in the future, perhaps. Because I went through a lot of names for a long time, deciding on a channel name when I wanted to do a YouTube channel. And I did have a YouTube channel several years back, but I didn't do too much with it. I put a few videos on it, but then I just didn't do anything after that. And I decided that I was going to do it again here recently, and I kept writing down all kinds of names, coming up with names, and then I'd come up with other names, and whoa, that's a better name than the other name I chose. Finally settled on this one. Maybe I'll have a video sometime discussing some of the other names I had thought about choosing, and some of the reasons why, maybe. But this is my YouTube channel name, and well, I can't say too much more on it right now. I'm drawing a blank right now. It's getting late. Yeah, well, that's it. Oh, I did want to mention. Now I'm going to talk about things in other videos in the future that I am interested in. Things I think other people they ought to know about more and look into. I will also touch a little bit, although from a philosophical overview, esoterically, I will touch upon politics a little bit without being partisan about it all. You know, Republican versus Democrat, Democrat versus Republican or anything. I will touch upon religion because I have some experience in that, and I was once a Christian, and I guess you could say I attended Christian churches, and I'll get into that in another video maybe someday. So I was a monotheist. You know, I'll touch upon various subjects really, but always trying to kind of have an overarching view from an esoteric philosophical standpoint when examining these subject areas. Even with the GTA San Andreas stuff, I always have like a philosophical view, a background to it as much as I can, and comedy relief wherever possible, because those are two things I love a lot too, like philosophy, comedy, and I also, like I think I mentioned already, music. And of course I won't be able to put copyrighted music on my videos, but I may discuss music and certain albums and certain artists and stuff. And yeah, so, and in other videos in the future will be, as I mentioned earlier, about comics, the superhero Marvel comics. And I know some people might find that silly, but that's something I kind of grew up with. And when I say kind of, that's kind of hard to explain what I mean by kind of. Years later, though, I was able to get into them a little bit more, but then it became too much an obsession in some ways, maybe. And then, of course, you know, Marvel came out with the Marvel Studios came out with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, starting with Iron Man in 2000. What was it? 2007, 2008? Can't even remember now. And basically, you know, I've been following that in the genre of movies, and so maybe some videos I'll do sometime will be about my own little predictions on what I see for the future of certain movies, what kind of plots might take place from my conjecture, what kind of storylines, especially you know, drawing upon my understanding of classic storylines from the comics and stuff. And well, anyway, I'll see what I can do with that type of thing, with the comics and discussing that as a subject, and the Marvel movies, and again, philosophy, comedy, GTA San Andreas videos. I also will put other videos up of recordings of video gameplay from a few other video games that I had way in the past that I kind of enjoyed playing. Uh, and again, my whole thing in life is to really enjoy things for a comedic value and a philosophical value. It isn't so much about me trying to gain some skill set. I don't consider myself egotistical. I don't want to do things to say, hey, look what I can do. Or, hey, I can do this better than you can. I'm not like that. That's petty. I try to like all people. I don't care what color your skin is. I don't care. Well, okay, when it comes to, I was going to say, I don't care about your religion either. I mean, to a certain extent, I believe everybody should believe however they want to believe. But that's a problem. We have a world where people don't tend to want to do that. They want to push their beliefs on somebody else. Now, you want to keep things to yourself more and you get empowered by your beliefs, fine. But what amazes me is there's many people who have beliefs that aren't serving them as well as they think they are. And they're disempowering. And they are causing problems for them socially and in this world. And to cling to things like that are, because there's an old saying, that the definition of insanity is to continue to do things the same way and expect different results. And I see a lot of people do that. They keep sticking to certain traditions that just don't work anymore. Maybe they never worked, and they just deluded themselves to think that they worked. But the power of belief is a whole other thing. And again, that's getting into philosophy, and that gets into the whole idea of, well, I read some self-help books back in 2005 to 2007, which have ultimately led to psychology books, a little bit more philosophical stuff. I mean, it was just a natural progression of things. As I was coming out of Judeo-Christian thinking and so forth, and limited thinking, what I consider to be a limited box of thinking, which didn't work for me anymore. And see, that's the whole thing. When you see something doesn't work for you, you got to start thinking different in some way, shape, or form, even if it's just a small step you take. Think differently, because it's insane to think that continuing to think things the same way and do the same things based on your thinking, it's insane to think that you can get some kind of different results when you don't change the parameters of how you're thinking or what you're doing and certain behavioral things and the actions that you take based on your thinking and your feelings. And feelings are an important thing, okay? But I don't want to get into that, guy. I guess I'm getting way off track. I just trying to set the stage here a little bit too through these earlier videos about things that I'm going to be doing with other videos. Excuse me if I seem to be a little bit scatterbrained, appear to be that way. But as I said, there's a rhyme and reason to what I do. All right, well, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. I'll welcome that too. What else? Yeah, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. If people really want to subscribe to my channel, I'll be willing to put more effort into this as I have the time. And I always accept donations. There's a link to donate in my description. I don't like to ask for money. But the thing is, the more I could devote to this by not having to work so much outside the home, the more I can focus on this as my passion and get better quality videos and put things out there for those who would like to hear certain things and who like the content and who would maybe like for me to improve certain things with their constructive criticism, of course, telling me, well, why don't you do this and say more about this, or why don't you make videos this way, or why don't you, whatever kind of suggestions is fine. And I'll be happy to oblige as long as I have the time. But as long as I have to work a job, the time will be limited. But if people help me to make this my passion and I can focus on it, and that's donations, I'm sorry, it's like a sales pitch here, but I'll gladly welcome the donations, and I'll gladly, in time then, make sure with that whole idea of being able to do more with this stuff, money and time not working against me, then this can be my whole drive right here with this channel. And my whole life can revolve around, I guess for the first time in my life, I'll have a specified focus. Because like I've said before, I've tended not to be a specified person, a specialized person with one focus. I've been kind of wide-angled looking at things and integrating things together. So anyway, that's all I have to say. Signing out, over and out.